Hello, friends. Welcome back again on the Consistency in Silence YouTube channel. In the previous classes, we have covered our parts of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4a. Now, in today's lecture, we will be starting our next chapter, that is part 5. और part 5 में मैंने क्या बताया था, क्या है? That is सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के अंदर आज हम पढ़ेंगे Union Executive. Part 6 deals with states. So without any further ado, let's start today's class. The first Union Executive that we will be studying is our President. What constitutes the Union Executive? Our President plus Vice President plus Prime Minister plus his or her Council of Ministers plus Attorney General of India. That is the lawyer of the government, Attorney General of India. In states, in part 6, we will study the state executive, that is governor, CM and his state council of minister and the advocate general of India. So union executive mein today we will be covering our president. See, first of all we have a term called parliament. It includes Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha plus president, not a post but a office, president office. So president is a part of parliament, but is president a member of parliament? The answer is no, not a member of parliament, but president is indeed a part of parliament. Now there are various things attached to this office, that is first, citizen of India. Then it represents unity, integrity and solidarity of India. He is the union executive or head of union executive of India. So such number of terms, head of the state. तो ये जो सारी terms हैं ये हम बोलते हैं प्रेसिडेंट के लिए. नाउ वी विल स्टडी द इलेक्शंस. देखिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो हमको लक्ष्मीकांत से इसमें रटनी पड़ेगी. अब मेरे माइंड में आती जाती हैं तो मैं आपको बताता रहता हूँ. जैसे रेजिग्नेशन किसको देगा प्रेसिडेंट? द प्रेसिडेंट विल गिव his or her resignation to the vice president, who will conduct oath of the president, chief justice of India, or in his presence the senior most judge of Supreme Court. Elections देख लेते हैं. Elections are done by a body known as Electoral College. This Electoral College includes the elected members of both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, elected members of state legislative assembly, the lower house, and one last, elected members of UTs of Delhi and Puducherry. So these are the members of Electoral College. Mind you, in the houses of the parliament we have two kinds of members. The first one being elected members and the second one being nominated members, nominated by president. It is one of the function of the president also. In Rajya Sabha there are 12 nominations on the different fields of art, literature, science, social service. So we are talking about only elected members in all the three cases. So in the electoral college which will be constituted for the election of the president, कौन करवाएगा? इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. तो इसमें क्या होगा इलेक्टोरल कॉलेज में? इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ बोथ द हाउसेज ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली. इट मीन्स ओनली लोअर हाउस हैव द अथॉरिटी टू टेक पार्ट इन द इलेक्शन ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट्स. स्टेट का जो भी अपर हाउस है उसके पास अथॉरिटी नहीं है टू टेक part in the elections of the president. Why? Because only 6 states as of now has the upper house of the parliament. So the value of equality will get diminished if we include the upper houses of the states. And the last one is UT of Delhi and Puducherry. और कैसे होते हैं ये इलेक्शंस? ये इलेक्शंस होते हैं इन अ सीक्रेट बैलेट. ये इलेक्शन होता है थ्रू मेथड ऑफ प्रोपोर्शनल रिप्रेजेंटेशन, थ्रू सिंगल ट्रांसफरेबल voting system. What is this terminology? We will be studying in the elections chapter. If a president has been selected or elected, its normal term is 5 years. The oath that will be conducted to the president is by CJI, Chief Justice of India. In its absence, the senior most judge of India. ओथ किस में दी है? आर्टिकल 60 में दी है. And Article 61, the very next article talks about the impeachment of president. So this term impeachment is only related to the president. With respect to other removals like Supreme Court judge, High Court judge, Prime Minister, the term removal is there and not impeachment. So whenever we have heard the term impeachment, it is definitely relating to the election or the removal of the president only. In the election of the president, the houses are involved, parliamentary houses as well as the state houses or house is involved. It means MPs and MLAs are taking part in the election of the president. मान लीजिए, suppose these are 3 MPs. So the value of vote of all these 3 MPs will be equal. MP1 is equal to MP2 is equal to MP3. The value of votes of all these 3 MP will be equal. But coming to the MLAs, इसमें क्या होगा? हाँ जी, यहाँ दिक्कत आ जाएगी. Vote of MLA of one state is not equal to vote of MLA of second state. So it means we have attached some of the weightage to particular states. In that particular states, the weightage of MLAs will be higher. In some other states, the value of weightage of the MLAs will be lower. But another tricky part, the sum of votes of all the MPs will be equal to the sum of vote of all the MLAs. So 3 things I have told you. The value of vote of each MP will be same or equal. The value of votes of each MLA will differ from state to state, but the sum of vote of all the MPs is equal to the sum of vote of all the MLAs. Understood? So this is very important point. Now we will proceed to the impeachment part. Impeachment under Article 61. The ground is the violation of constitution. So the phrase violation of the constitution has been written as a ground of removal or impeaching the president. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? impeachment of the president. The ground is the violation of constitution. What constitutes the violation of constitution, or what amounts to the violation of constitution? It is not defined in our constitution. Understood? What is the procedure? See, the bill for the impeachment of president can be put to both the houses, either Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. 14 days time or notice period will be given, plus 1/4 of the members has to sign the notice. It will be given to the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. Then voting is done. And which kind of voting? Yes, the toughest majority to achieve, that is 2/3 of the total membership of the house. Very much important, total membership, not present and voting. In every other case you will find present and voting, that is also special majority, but it is a toughest majority to achieve. 2/3 members of the total membership of house. So then if it has been put forward in the Lok Sabha, it will get transmitted to Rajya Sabha, and in Rajya Sabha, the Rajya Sabha will analyze the charges, scrutinize the charges, whether the charges framed against the president are correct or not. If Rajya Sabha also finds it correct, then again 2/3 of the total membership of the house, and the bill stands passed and the president stands impeached. But the procedure is itself very difficult, that no president till yet has been impeached. This is the story of the impeachment of president. If the president wants to resign from his post, then he will give his resignation to the vice president. What afterwards? If there is a vacancy in the office of president, so there are two components we will have to analyze. These are the two scenarios that can happen in the real day life. The first one is the completion of the 5-year term. In this particular thing, the first main thing we have to remember is VP doesn't have any role in the end of the term. The president's election should be conducted or held before the expiry of the term. This is first criteria. If the Election Commission of India somehow delays this election, then the current president will continue to hold his or her office until the next successor has been elected. So there is no role of VP or vice president over here. In the second part, resignation, impeachment, dismissal by मान लीजिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट कि भाई इलेक्शंस में धांधली है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट, और डेथ ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. इन दिस केस वी हैव द रोल ऑफ वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. Within 6 months of the vacancy in the post of president, the ECI, Election Commission of India, has to conduct the presidential elections within 6 months. Till then, VP will acquire office of the president. Whoso will acquire the office of the president will have to take oath on the constitution. So there are only two functionaries, public functionaries, which will take oath on the constitution. The first one is the president and the second one is the governor. These two functionaries will take oath on the constitution to defend the constitution. कोई ऐसी लाइन है टू डिफेंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, तो ये ओथ बस दो फंक्शनरीज लेते हैं, हमको ये याद रखना है. सो वाइस प्रेसिडेंट विल टेक ओथ and will acquire the position of the president. If the vice president is not there, then the chief justice of India. If the chief justice of India is not there, then the senior most judge of Supreme Court. So there is a hierarchy created कि भाई ऑफिस प्रेसिडेंट का हम खाली नहीं रहने देंगे. Understood? So this is the second case. Now there is a subpart in this. There is yet another situation in which vice president can sit in the office of president. If the president is ill, तो क्या करोगे आप? Then yes, again the vice president will acquire, discharge the duties of president. And who will decide the emoluments of this president? Yes, the parliament will decide the emoluments or the salary of this president. So this is regarding the vacancy part. Now we will jump to the powers of the president. Now the powers of the president have been segregated under different heads. These are all the heads in which we will discuss the powers of the president. The elaborate provisions have been given in Lakshmikant. Please go and have a look on these powers. Legislative, he will summon as well as prorogue the houses of the parliament. Summon and prorogue. He will dissolve the Lok Sabha. He will address the legislative houses 2 times. The first one being the first sitting of a year, basically budget session. Second is the first sitting after general elections. So these are the 2 times in which president will address the houses of the parliament. Moreover, joint sitting will be called by the president. मैं हर जगह प्रेसिडेंट ही बोल रहा हूँ ना, सही कर लेना, प्रेसिडेंट. द समनिंग एंड प्रोरोगिंग ऑफ द हाउसेज, द डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ लोक सभा. 2 times the president will address the houses of the parliament. The first is first sitting of each year. It means basically the budget session. The second is the first session or first sitting after any general election. ठीक है. तो जनरल इलेक्शन के बाद क्या बोलेगा वो मोशन ऑफ थैंक्स पास करवाना है. तो एक प्रेसिडेंट की स्पीच होती है, वही होती है मोशन ऑफ थैंक्स, तो वो पास करानी होती है, इसीलिए इसको बुलाया जाता है अपनी स्पीच देने के लिए. जॉइंट सिटिंग विल बी कॉल्ड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट. इन दिस जॉइंट सिटिंग हु विल प्रिसाइड? द स्पीकर ऑफ द लोक सभा विल प्रिसाइड. विच रूल्स विल गवर्न दिस जॉइंट सिटिंग? द रूल्स ऑफ द लोक सभा विल गवर्न these joint sitting. Executive powers, numerous of them, numerous. He will appoint council of minister, prime minister, members of delimitation commission, attorney general of India. His retainer or remuneration will be decided by the president. The members of National Commission of Scheduled Caste, National Commission of Scheduled Tribe, National Commission of Backward Classes, members of Financial Commission, chairman and members of UPSC. 263 आर्टिकल, इंटरस्टेट काउंसिल कौन कंस्टिट्यूट करेगा? प्रेसिडेंट. सो वेरियस फंक्शनरीज विल बी नॉमिनेटेड और इलेक्टेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट. एक और लेजिस्लेटिव पावर में आर्टिकल 123, द ऑर्डिनेंस मेकिंग पावर ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. In this ordinance making power, whenever one or both the houses of the parliament are in recess or are not in session, then the president has prerogative to pass the ordinances. This ordinance making power of president is not a parallel power of legislation. It means we have the legislative house parliament. The giving of power under article 123 to the president of India doesn't mean we have created a parallel legislative house, that is president. So it is not like this. The ordinance making power of president is not in parallel with the legislative houses, that is parliament. So ये दोनों इक्वल नहीं है. पार्लियामेंट की पावर का पैरेलल कुछ नहीं है, इतना हमको याद रखना है. कब तक चलती है ये, कब तक हाउसेस का अप्रूवल आना चाहिए? 6 वीक्स. भाई एक बार प्रेसिडेंट ने ऑर्डिनेंस निकाल दी, द प्रेसिडेंट हैज़ डिक्लेयर्ड अ ऑर्डिनेंस, विद इन 6 वीक्स द पार्लियामेंट हैज़ टू रेटिफाई इट. अंडरस्टूड. बट अभी हम फ्यूचर क्लासेस में पढ़ेंगे पार्लियामेंट सेशन में कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में लिखा है द 2 सिटिंग्स ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट can't exceed the gap of 6 months. After every 6 months you have to, or the parliament has to sit, ये लिखा हुआ है. But conventionally our parliament sits 3 times a year. Budgetary session, monsoon session and winter session. Winter session is going on. So constitution में लिखा है कि 2 सिटिंग के बीच में 6 मंथ्स का टाइम पीरियड लैप्स नहीं होना चाहिए. सो इसीलिए अगर आज एक ऑर्डिनेंस पास हुई है और अभी कल ही पार्लियामेंट बैठ के उठ गई है और आज एक ऑर्डिनेंस पास कर दी, सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली द प्रेसिडेंट इज ऑब्लाइज्ड टू कॉल द सिटिंग ऑफ द हाउसेज आफ्टर 6 मंथ्स. एंड व्हेन आफ्टर 6 मंथ्स ही विल कॉल द parliament sitting, then within 6 weeks you have to pass the ordinance. So the maximum time period of ordinance is 6 months plus 6 weeks. अच्छा, whenever you will promulgate an ordinance, reasons of promulgating the ordinance will also have to be put forward. Reasons के साथ आपको ordinance निकालनी पड़ेगी. Ordinance doesn't have the power to amend the constitution, but yes, it has the power to amend retrospectively any parliamentary legislative laws. ऑर्डिनेंस में एक बहुत ही फेमस केस है DC वाधवा केस, विच इज रिगार्डिंग द रीप्रोमulgation ऑफ ऑर्डिनेंसेस. क्या होता था, ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट का केस है DC वाधवा केस. इसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला था द रीप्रोमulgation ऑफ ऑर्डिनेंसेस इज नॉन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल इन नेचर. द ऑर्डिनेंस मेकिंग पावर ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट इज नॉट अ पैरेलल लेजिस्लेटिव पावर विज़-अ-वी द पार्लियामेंट. सो ये बहुत ही फेमस प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन भी है. CAPF एग्ज़ाम में भी अभी रिसेंटली ये आया था, तो आपको याद होना चाहिए. तो क्या करते थे पार्लियामेंट हमारी, क्या करती थी उस टाइम कि भाई 6 मंथ्स में हमको हाउस बुलाना है एंड विद इन 6 वीक्स वी हैव टू अप्रूव दिस ऑर्डिनेंस, अदरवाइज इट विल लैप्स. तो क्या करते थे, 6 मंथ्स और 6 वीक्स तो है ही है, और मान लीजिए या तो 6 वीक्स तो है, फर्स्ट वीक में लाओ, 5वें वीक में हटा दो, 6ठे वीक में द सेम ऑर्डिनेंस विल बी रीप्रोमulgated बाय द प्रेसिडेंट. So this is in the violation of constitution. This has been given in a judgment in the DC Wadhwa case. Understood? Judicial powers. The president will appoint the judges of Supreme Court and High Court. Military. ही इज़ द सुप्रीम कमांडर ऑफ ऑल द थ्री फोर्सेस, इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस। कौन कौन सी है? तीन इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस, इंडियन एयरफोर्स, इंडियन आर्मी एंड इंडियन नेवी। इंडियन कोस्ट गार्ड इज़ नॉट अमंग द थ्री इंडियन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस, है ना। यही कन्फ्यूजन ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज में भी हो जाता है। ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज तीन ही है, मैंने आपको बार बार बता रखा है। इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस, इंडियन पुलिस सर्विस एंड इंडियन फॉरेस्ट सर्विस, नॉट फॉरेन सर्विस। Supreme commander of all the three forces, and he will nominate the chiefs of all the three Indian armed forces. Then we have the veto power of the president, the absolute veto, suspensive veto and pocket veto. What are these veto? If there is a passage or passing of the bill in the parliament, so the bill will go to Lok Sabha, then Rajya Sabha, then it will come to president. Now the president has three choices: either give assent to the bill, or to return back the bill if it is not a money bill, and third is to not take any action on the bill. Understood? So at that period of time, the president can exercise his or her veto powers. Absolute veto, it means withholding the assent. The president is saying to the parliament, the legislative houses, although you have passed this bill, I am not giving assent to these bills, so the bill will collapse. Absolute veto. ये थोड़े अगर आपको एग्जांपल चाहिए तो पेप्सू अप्रोप्रिएशन बिल था, एमपीज सैलरीज अमेंडमेंट बिल था। सो ये सारे हमारे एब्सोल्यूट वीटो में जा चुके हैं। ये कब होता है एब्सोल्यूट वीटो? देखिए क्या होता है ना, सर्टेन बिल्स हैव बीन पास्ड बाय द पार्लियामेंट एंड नाउ द रूलिंग पार्टी हैज़ लॉस्ट द मेजॉरिटी। नाउ अ न्यू रूलिंग पार्टी विल कम इनटू पावर, सो द प्रीवियसली पास्ड बिल of the parliament and their assent is pending in the office of the governor. So this new reconstituted ruling party will give order or request the president to not give assent to such kind of bills. So तब ये absolute veto power use होती है, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया पेप्सू appropriation bills. Suspensive veto, there are some of the provisions to which the president has issues, and also civil societies also has issues. So to give a nudge to the ruling party and the parliament कि भाई please take a relook on these provisions, the president has the authority to send back the bill to the legislative houses. But there is a slight tricky in this part. Parliament has passed the bill and given to president's assent. The president, not satisfied with the provisions of the bill, will send back the bill if it is not a money bill. Parliament, with the same ordinary majority, will again pass the bill. Now the president has the constitutional duty to give assent. अब कोई veto power भी यूज नहीं कर सकता, to give assent to this bill. Understood? So the parliament has overriding provisions over the vetoing power of president. But एक पैरेलल चीज़ सुनिए, अब ये सब अब बहुत ही पैरेलल में चलने वाला है. What happened to the states bill? There are two houses. मान लीजिए there are two houses in the state legislature. A bill has been introduced and has been passed by both the legislative houses of the state. Now the governor has three choices to give assent to the bill. Four choices: to give assent to the bill, to withhold assent, or to send back the bill. So these three provisions are same as that of president. The fourth discretion of the governor is to reserve the bill for the consideration of the president if it is not a money bill. Of course, money bill is the exception. So now the governor has opted for fourth option, that is we are reserving the bill for the consideration of the president. Now the president has again three choices, same as the central bills. The first one is giving assent, the second is withholding assent, and the third is reverting back or directing the governor to revert back this bill in the state legislative houses. So these three discussions are present with the president. Now the bill has been again sent back to the state legislative houses. अब स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर्स बोल रहे हैं अच्छा तुमने ये किया, अब हम बताते हैं तुम्हें अपनी पावर, क्योंकि सेंट्रल प्रोविजंस देख रखे हैं, अब स्टेट्स बोलते हैं कि अब हम बताते हैं देखो. नाउ स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव हाउसेस अगेन पास द बिल विद द सेम ऑर्डिनरी मेजॉरिटी. Again, the governor has opted for the fourth discretionary power, that is the reservation of the bill for the consideration of the president. President के पास फिर बिल आ गया. President has again the three choices. State government is saying to the president, बेटा अब आपके पास तीन choices नहीं है. Now you have to give assent to this bill. We have seen this happening in the case of the central bills. The president will क्या बोलेंगे, बुलाया, प्यार से बुलाया, पुचकारा स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स को और बोला बेटा आप जाके कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ो. The state legislative houses don't have overriding powers on the president's discretion. It means only parliament has the power to override the choices or decisions of the president and not the state legislatures. It means now president again opts for the third option, that is address the government to revert back the bill in the state legislative houses. And in the state legislative houses the process will carry on, the loop will be formed. So this is the stark difference between these two things. And once again the president will showcase his powers to the state legislative houses. I am reverting back this bill to you. The president is saying I am reverting this bill back to you. Within 6 months you have to take action on this bill. So this is the power of the president over state legislative houses. The third one is the pocket veto. In the pocket veto, the president will not give heed to the bill. It means एक पियोन आता है प्रेसिडेंट्स के पास, बोलता है सर ये सारे बिल हैं आपके, आप इन पे जो भी ऑप्शन चूज़ करना चाहो आप कर सकते हो. प्रेसिडेंट इज़ ईटिंग समोसा विद लाल एंड हरी चटनी इन हिज ऑफिस. जैसे ही समोसा ख़त्म करते हैं वो निकल जाते हैं किसी देश की यात्रा पे. इट मीन्स द प्रेसिडेंट इज़ नॉट गिविंग एनी अटेंशन टू दीज बिल्स एंड द बिल विल ले ऑन द टेबल ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट्स ऑफिस. So that's why it is called the pocket veto. The pocket of Indian president is way much deeper than the USA president. USA president को शायद से एक टाइम पीरियड होता है उसके पास होती नहीं, ऐसा कुछ है ये पॉकेट वेटो. बट इंडियन प्रेसिडेंट्स पॉकेट इज़ मच डीपर. इसका मतलब वो एक बार चले गए अंदर पॉकेट के तो फिर खो गया भाई. सो दीज आर द पावर्स of veto powers of the president. Yet some other functions that I am recalling, some of the bills, ये मैंने आपको previous classes में पढ़ाया हुआ है, some of the bills require the prior assent of the president. Which are these bills? If you have to change the definition of agriculture income, if there is a provision of surcharge, imposing surcharge, if there is a passage of article 3 of the constitution, prior president assent is required. If there is a financial bill category 1 that has to be tabled in the houses of the parliament, तब in the address of the money bill, in the passage of the money bill, the prior president assent is required. So ये सारी चीज़ें हैं कुछ. फिर एक चीज़ है, it comes in judicial powers, the pardoning powers of the president. In the pardoning powers of the president, he can remit, reprieve, commute, pardon any type of sentences in any case, including military courts and pardoning the death sentence. So the pardoning power of president vis-a-vis the governor has some differences. What is the difference? The governor can't pardon a death sentence. What does it mean? आप बोलोगे बहुत सिंपल तो लाइन है, can't pardon a death sentence, president can pardon a death sentence. नहीं, there's a more depth to it. The governor can't pardon. This pardon is not a word, but it is a phrase that has been written in our constitution. It means the governor can remit, repeat, reprieve, commute, respite the death sentence, but it can't pardon. मतलब सारे गुनाहों से मुक्त नहीं कर सकता, बट ही कैन कम्यूट. गुनाह की स्पेसिफिकेशन चेंज कर दे, उम्र कैद को या डेथ सेंटेंस को उम्र कैद में तब्दील कर दे, ऐसा कर सकता है. रेप्रीव कर सकता है, रेमिट कर सकता है, रेस्पाइट कर सकता है, बट पार्डन नहीं कर सकता. और दूसरी चीज़ क्या है? यस, मिलिट्री कोर्ट्स पे इसका कोई अधिकार नहीं है, बट द प्रेसिडेंट हैज़ द अधिकार ऑफ बोथ ऑफ दीज टू, पार्डन डेथ सेंटेंस एंड द मिलिट्री कोर्ट्स वाला. दिस इज द पार्डनिंग पावर्स ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट. तो आई थिंक यहाँ तक की क्लास यहीं तक रखते हैं. देर आर सम अदर थिंग्स विच आई एम स्किपिंग, लाइक डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर. Now the constitution hasn't given explicitly the discretionary powers of the president, but here and there we can analyze some of the provisions and underline them as the discretionary power of the president, like to appoint PM if there is a hung assembly. अगर कोई hung assembly है मान लीजिए, या no party is able to attain the clear majority, so it is the prerogative of the president to decide which of the following party can have the ability to form a government. तो PM कौन डिसाइड करेगा? और प्रेसिडेंट. तो ये डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर हो गई. देन द रूलिंग पार्टी हैज़ लॉस्ट द मेजॉरिटी और द PM हैज़ डाइड, as in the case of 1991, as in the case of 1984, Indira Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi assassination, not Rahul Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi assassination. So in particular these two times the president has a discretionary power to look out, to search out for any other alternative, और अगर नहीं होगा तो डिसॉल्व तो कर ही सकता है लोकसभा. So that is yet another discretionary power. The third is the ruling party has lost the majority, but yet ruling party is directing the president to dissolve the Lok Sabha. So it is the prerogative of the president either to dissolve Lok Sabha or to look for an alternative. क्यों? क्योंकि ruling party has lost the majority. Understood? Once ruling party has been defeated in the no confidence motion, so it is the prerogative of president to dismiss the ruling party, है ना. तो ये सब है थोड़ी डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर. और एक तो मैंने आपको बताई थी, सस्पेंसिव वीटो. सो सस्पेंसिव वीटो इज द डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर. द अदर टू वीटोज आर नॉट द डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर्स. तो ये सारी चीज़ें ऐसे तो छोटी छोटी प्रीलिम वाली चीज़ें बहुत सारी लिखी हैं प्रेसिडेंट के ऊपर, एंड यस दे आर इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट. बट अभी इतना याद आ रहा है तो आप एक बार लक्ष्मीकांत जाके पढ़ना, वहाँ देखना और क्या क्या एडिशनल पॉइंट्स ले सकते हैं. एंड एवरीथिंग इज इम्पॉर्टेंट रिगार्डिंग आवर प्रीलिम्स एज वेल एज मेंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. तब तक के लिए इफ़ योर कंसेप्ट्स आर गेटिंग क्लियर्ड, प्लीज लाइक दिस वीडियो, शेयर इट विद योर फ्रेंड्स एंड सब्सक्राइब टू अवर यूट्यूब चैनल. तब तक के लिए गुड बाय, जय हिंद.